Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Documentary Club. I'm Jeff Jones, and with me, as always, is Jack. How are you doing today, Jack? How's it going?
I'm doing very well, and oh boy, we're fixing to get Bitconned. This one really kind of blew me. I'd never watched it before. Really kind of blew me away.
But in the beginning, it was really unregulated about what Bitcoin was and how you could. And there's a clip coming up. I'm not sure if you clipped this one or not, Jack, but when they talk about how there were some people that were in the crypto market space, the cryptocurrency space, who were MIT graduates, and you had
Oh yeah,
full teams of PhD, engineering and computer processing experts and all this stuff. And then you'd have teams of this guy that they just wanted to get rich, and they would just try any idea that they could
yep,
to get
that's right.
people to buy their coin and then worry about it later. It frames it to give Bitcoin a really negative, it's the negative side of it, right? I guess that you could look at it as a negative side of any finance. Take it, substitute Bitcoin for any other holding, any other valuable. It's just another investment, right? And you hear it called digital gold. You'll hear it referred to as digital gold, which I kind of think is the most apt title. You don't spend gold, right? You don't usually spend gold, but at this time in the iteration of cryptocurrency, there was this desire to be able to spend your Bitcoin.
Yes,
Since then, there really that desire kind of diminished, because I think most people are thinking, I don't want to spend Bitcoin. I buy Bitcoin and I save it because it's more like digital gold. I might spend another type of cryptocurrency, and so there is some interest in that, and I believe there are. I did one of the things that people do seem to want is to be able to connect their bank account to the crypto and be able to spend your crypto easily, or at least access it more easily, right? And so that's what this story essentially is about. One of these pie in the sky ideas that started as a scam to find a way that you could spend your Bitcoin through a Visa card or a MasterCard, right? That's
yeah,
basically what they're trying to do.
that's right. That's exactly right.
There's a long-winded answer there, but that's basically what they're.
I remember hearing about it, reading about it, and my radar um, went up immediately after kind of dipping my toe into. I wasn't really looking to invest in it, but I'd heard my kids talking about it, and I thought, okay, I'm going to take a look. And then I started seeing all these wild, crazy up and down swings in the value, and some people were filthy rich one day, and 3 days later they're broke as hell, and moving in with grandma because they've lost every. I just started seeing all this crazy stuff about it. I'm like, I'm not going there. You're not getting a dime of anything I've got right now, because something's off here. Something's wrong.
There were some people who were really believed in the technology and want this alternative, this digital currency, at least establish it so it's open sourced, so everybody can see every transaction, which is a novel idea, right? It's interesting. So, but with so much scamming going on in the space, it was hard for anyone to take it seriously.
But have people willing to come on camera and talk about it. I'm sure a lot of these scammers are not willing to do that. And this guy was, and some of these others, I mean,
Centra was the archetype of what was wrong with cryptocurrency.
Anytime you find a market like that, you just have to figure out how to exploit that market.
When he said that, I lost a lot of level-headed already right off the bat. I go, you know what? You're kind of what's wrong with the system, that attitude.
absolutely.
So they're not in it for the technology. They're not in it for
No.
anything to better society. They're not in it for a long-term vision. They're not in it for anything other than this is a way for us to rip people off.
Yes, absolutely. That was their goal.
And that's the tone he sets from the beginning of the documentary. And that's where I'm like, I think you were messaging me and you were like, these guys, man, these guys. I
Yeah,
just can't believe these guys. And I'm like, these guys they're guys, all right. They
just complete dirtbags, dude. just
okay, you say it, the dirt bags, yeah. So
Well, absolutely.
I couldn't get through this watching this without like screaming at the TV already, so I had to stop it.
Same.
But let's continue watching this clip.
We didn't know anything about this business.
You see what I'm saying?
That's right. Absolutely.
We
didn't
didn't
know
know
about this
anything about it. We don't know anything about it. We knew we just wanted to molest it.
That's right. And nor did they care. All they wanted was to create a pile of money that they could get their hands on. That's it.
A way to manipulate people and screw people over. Woohoo!
Yep.
Is that the American dream? I don't think so. I think too often it looks like it, but that's not it.
It was too easy. We lied, we cheated, and made millions of dollars.
That's called fraud.
Yep.
You didn't make millions of dollars. You frauded millions of dollars.
That's right. That's exactly right. But in his
Anyone
mind,
can do fraud and become a millionaire. I'm sorry. I think that's an important point to make. But anyone can defraud other people and become a millionaire and go, look what I made. Look
right.
what I made.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm so good.
Look at how good
No.
I am.
No, you're not. But he doesn't view it. He doesn't see that other end of it. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He has
His crimes are not real crimes, right?
Well, he has. I mean, you can clearly tell he has zero empathy for anything. It's all about him.
At one point in the documentary, I hope we see it. We might miss it, but he goes, "Oh, the authorities, they were just targeting us."
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you ever heard anyone that's guilty before be like they were like, that's one of the most common things. They were targeting me.
Oh, the blame shifting towards the end is I was.
It's like it's
Again,
not that I didn't do anything wrong. Okay, I did something wrong, but you're coming after me. It's not fair.
I look after watching what we did, or the documentary. I wasn't shocked to hear that, but oh my God, it still didn't make it. It just pissed me off that much more. But anyway, I digress.
I don't know how much more I can get through this guy. We'll give it a couple more seconds. Then we might have to skip away.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always wanted to be a criminal.
Yeah.
Ever since I was a kid, I always wanted to be a criminal.
Yep.
So yeah, and then it goes into a little bit about the family, and I don't know if we necessarily need to dig into that with the mom. The next real part of the story is that they start a rental car thing.
Yeah, I think it's called Miami Exotic. I mean, the mom does. I'll have more to say about her later, but she does play a significant role, in my opinion, about Ray.
She's an enabler. I believe it.
Oh, she's definitely an enabler, big time.
I have a good brain for, making money. So when Burr reached out to me with a legitimate business idea, I was game.
So when he says he's got a really good brain about making money, translation, guys, that means I have a really good brain about how to break the law and defraud people.
Yep. Exactly what he means.
Okay. Just so we're clear, when he says I'm really good at making money and doing business, but that translation, that means I'm really good at defrauding people.
He's always been fascinated with money. He's obsessed with it. That's his one true love.
And we came up with Miami Exotics, which is a car rental business.
Okay, so just think about like the continuity of like the layers here for a second. They are frauds, right? That's what they do. They go around and they are basically telling people that we are a lot better than what we say we are.
Well,
we're not as good as what we say we are. We lie about our product that's not a real product, so we're fraud. We traipse around and say we're experts on this thing when we have no idea what we're talking about. And then what's the business that they're involved in? Helping other people look like that, right? They're renting out luxury vehicles to people, and what do people do? They put the image of having money. Because if they had the money, they wouldn't need to rent the vehicle. You see what I'm saying? Like their clientele is also a bunch of fraudsters.
But
You know
still,
what I mean?
and still, I mean,
You don't
Miami Exotic, they actually could have made money. That could have been a legitimate business,
Sure.
even though they were. But what did they do? They basically frauded their own company because they couldn't control their spending.
Okay, let's watch a little bit of this, and then we'll exactly.
I've done a lot of fraudulent scams and all this type of shit, but I don't really know business yet.
I want to record that part. All the stuff he's saying. Oh, I just want to be a criminal, blah, 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 blah. I know scams. But you know what I don't know about? Business. He said it. I didn't say it. He said it.
Yeah.
But Bert knew the perfect guy, and I knew him also, so we brought in Sorby.
Here we go.
Ray and Sorby were never friends. They always disliked each other.
Thought he was super cool, like kind of wanted to be ghetto, but sounded super nerdy.
Sound familiar?
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Like he sounded like he was describing himself, didn't he?
He did. Sure did. What he knows.
Like, I never really liked the guy. He thought he was cooler than he was. He thought he was ghetto, and he kind of had this nerdy voice.
Yeah, he's just nerdy.
It's exactly who the guy who's saying the words. Like, it's so fresh. Like how I look at him and I go, that's the perception I get from you. Wow. The thick narcissism on this cat.
Oh, dude.
It's pretty
so
good.
thick.
Like, it's entertaining
It's
at this
bad.
point. I think I used to be offended by narcissism. Like, oh my God, ghastly, like clutch my pearls. Now I look at it as this guy needs a diagnosis, and it's kind of I think I'm at the comedic level, like, oh my God.
Well, definitely
I've seen it all. I've seen it all.
Yeah, you can tell he clearly needs serious mental help.
He was known for being a scammer or like ripping people off. I don't know. It just wasn't my type of people.
He was known for someone who ripped people off and stuff like that. Not my kind of guy.
Right. But
no, it's exactly your kind of guy.
But
you know what I'm saying? No, he's exactly your kind of guy. And when you describe him, those words are so true about yourself. Like, it's like, no wonder why you don't like him, because everything that you don't like about him is what you see in him, right? What you see in that other guy. That's why you don't like him. Because he reminds you of what a phony you actually are.
That's right. Mirror.
Touchdown, drink beer. Dr. Jeff Jones reporting for psychoanalysis duty.
I
got this guy pinned. I got him pinned on the 1 yard line, man.
Yep. I think you nailed it.
Fucker.
So how much money did you need to raise to start this?
Roughly $500,000.
Ray called me and he said, we just need financing.
Oh, Lord, Jack.
Yeah. The mom.
I know you got some comments to make about the mom.
Well,
I think they're probably similar to what my thoughts are.
Not really understanding anything in the beginning, because as I said, I'd never watched it, but she didn't have to talk too long for me to understand, oh, you're an enabler. Your boy can do no wrong in your eyes. Or if he does, kind of in this tone of, it's probably someone else's fault. It's really not your fault, baby. You get back up, and dust yourself off and do it again.
My grandfather signed, $250,000 loan against his house to give me some sort of opportunity of having this business.
I'm sorry that I had the death stare, but this guy who's only ever ripped everybody off, who's only ever done nasty, falls back assward from his family They're going to back him on a new venture.
Yep.
Not for, here's $40,000 for you to start a new cafe or something. It's $250,000 to start baby boy's dream. It's my dream, mama. It's my dream, grandpa.
Yeah.
I want to went to big call.
I need some cash. I love money.
I want to play with the big expensive car, grandpa. I don't know. I just don't have pity. Like I have nothing but disdain for this kind of behavior. Like it's just so cavalier. It's so, I don't know.
Arrogant.
And then we find out later that isn't the grandpa like on his deathbed or something? Like isn't he a failing health or something?
He's got cancer. He's got like brain cancer or something, I think.
So they're just like milking him as he's.
Well, it gets worse, but it gets worse in this Miami Exotic because what happens? These three guys can't. I mean, we'll get to it, I'm sure, but they can't control their spending.
And then he starts talking about cryptocurrency. I'm like, fuck is this kid even talking about? What the fuck is that?
That's what parlayed right into Centra.
Sorby's actually like the idea guy. You know, he's super good at just coming up with ideas.
What does that make you then? What does that make you?
That makes him high because that's what Ray likes to do is get freaking baked and go blow money. That's
nice
Ray.
Work, Mr. Cheech and Chong.
Yep. He's the high one in the company.
You're flashy. I guess you brought some capital, but you're not a needed component. You're doing drugs and spending money and you don't have expertise, number one.
He's not contributing.
All he had was money to contribute, right? So he should just be an investor, not a
player.
Yeah, like not a player, not a decision maker. You don't have the expertise to make the decision, and it's you see what I'm saying? Like every step, like grandpa isn't saying you don't know anything about this. Mom isn't saying you don't know anything about finance, and or cars. Like, have you ever, you love cars? Great. You ever rented anything before? You ever rented out a vacuum? Have you ever rented any? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have any business? All the business experience you have is ripping people off.
I think it's also important that we divulge as part of the story in telling this review. When Ray was younger, that we didn't show the clip, but it's toward the beginning, showing Ray with his younger friends. They somehow get their hands on a prescription pad, and they're writing prescriptions for Oxycontin, hydrocodone, and they're going and filling these prescriptions. They get them filled around town, whatever, and selling these pills and making $5,000 a month, or I mean sometimes $5,000 a day, depending. Anyway, Ray gets pulled over. The cops find this bottle of pills. Ray turns his school age friends, young. I mean, they're young in their teens. He rats them out. They get in trouble, and he walks away. Ray walks away basically unscathed.
There are people like that out there that are the ones making all the trouble, and then when the bill comes, they're the first to be on the bus.
Blame shifter. Yep.
Well, and then you're nowhere to be found, and then someone else gets blamed for it. It's just, or they get off scot-free. You know what I mean? Like you know where that term came from, getting off scot-free? It was a guy named Scott.
Oh, I don't know the story, but I'm not surprised. But this guy, he goes, he walks away from that up. I understand, but he walks away unscathed, and that's an important part of who Ray is at times. Anyway, Ray and Sorby set this website up because basically that's what you needed at the time. You need to set up something, so that's what they did, and it's all lies. They just created this pack of crap. So they
Isn't that crazy that that's all you need is a slick-looking website? And I think that's a lot of times, fraud alert for people out there. Websites can look really slick and they're fraud. You
The
know,
fraud.
so
Absolutely.
I know
And
that they get shut down eventually, but they can present pretty realistic, you know, and you might not be able to tell a difference. So
and even some of the
Brilliant.
stuff that's in the actual website itself, people-wise, is a lie.
We created the basis of the whole company.
Where'd you go to school? Where'd you go to school, Jack?
Harvard. I went to Harvard, damn it. You know
Oh,
that. Come on.
Yeah, I forgot. I thought it was Yale. I wasn't sure. It was one of the two. I remember that it was definitely an Ivy school you went to.
That's right.
Dr. Jack. Harvard.
We all went to Harvard.
They all went to Harvard.
That's right. Come on, man. They know that there's others out there that are educated, that really are, that went to school, you know, MIT or whatever, really smart people. So they got to be smart people too.
There's a company called 10X in Singapore that created a debit card. We hired a guy on Upwork, and he just took their website and changed the word 10X to Centra just about on every page.
Unreal.
Okay, I teach English. Full disclosure, this is what we know as plagiarism. At the
Big
very
time.
least. That is, I mean, okay, so let's be fair. Most of the terms and conditions and all that stuff is general legalese that can be copy and pasted, but this is kind of next level. Like, just take their name out, and anytime it says their name, just put our name in. And they just hired someone on Upwork to do it. They didn't even do it themselves.
No.
They didn't even do it themselves. They subcontracted out some guy off the internet to do it for them.
And probably never even read it, or, I mean, certainly maybe a little bit, but certainly not all of it, I'm sure.
Well, there's this other company that's like doing the actual thing that we wish we could do. So why don't we just copy their website?
Yep.
What do you guys think? I second the notion. I third the notion. Okay, let's move forward with this one. Good meeting, guys. We'll talk
time
about
to roll
more
a doob.
fraud.
Time to roll a
lunch.
doob. Yeah, let's step out and roll a doob.
And then talk about more
Yeah,
fraud.
how cool we are and smart. How smart we are.
Look at how smart I am. I'm defrauding everybody. Not everybody can do this, you know.
I wanted to make money quickly, travel the world. The issue at that time is, how do you spend cryptocurrency? I got hooked because of the opportunity to make money.
I mean, I think he really sums it up right there. What the whole company was trying to do is that's how they enticed him in with exactly what their product plan was. You're going to buy Bitcoin, the price is going to go up, and then you're going to seamlessly spend it
with a debit card or something
from your pile.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out, because otherwise, I think one of the things that maybe is important to mention is the fees, according with Bitcoin, are extremely high. The fees are extremely high to get your money in and to get your money out. And so this also would cut out any of that kind of nonsense that, well, I got to pay someone to go to a Bitcoin ATM. They take like 18% of everything I take out at the ATM. So if you can just spend it instead of having to pay an ATM fee and all these, you know, removal fees and all this stuff,
royalty or whatever.
It's still expensive to this day. It's not like it used to be. It used to be much worse, but it's still expensive to this day to take your Bitcoin out. So people want to like convert it to something easier and spend it. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are many places you can still spend Bitcoin. It's just not as mainstream as I think when it first came out. Everyone kind of assumed this is definitely going to happen. It's definitely going to take hold, but it just hasn't. And cryptocurrency has more or less become like another commodity, another holding, another
investment kind of thing.
Investment, a gold. I think digital gold really is the best analogy for it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about launching the company.
Yeah.
July 30th, 2017.
It's a countdown.
Presentable to the public. We had everything.
Slack was the direct communication portal from the founders to investors. Like, you're getting in early, you're going to be one of the first investors in, and that means that you have the maximum amount of benefit that you can generate from this.
And they have a really great team behind them. Real professional. Seems like they have their stuff together. See here, they have their token sale starting tonight at midnight. All right, so that's coming up soon. That's why I want to get this video out to you stat.
Our ICO had been live for a few weeks. It's not really like this big success. About a month goes by, we made 10, 20, 50,000.
Okay, so did you hear the verbiage that he just used? We made 50,000.
Yeah.
We made in his mind, that's how his mind is set. Every dollar that comes in on the website is a dollar for him to spend.
That's right.
It's not about producing a product or doing anything.
Right.
It's just look at how much money that's coming to the website.
That's right. Exactly right. We made this money. So therefore, i.e. ...
Tons of money just starts flooding in. Within another hour, we had $2 million. What is going on here?
I guess the only thing I take away from that is that Ray sees those numbers as his profits and not as this is technically what they're raising money for is the launch of this product. And the more tokens that you buy, the more value, there are less that are available, the more value that they become, the more circulation is out there, the more that it's used, the more value it has. So as it, in a way, it's kind of set up like a pyramid scheme. The more people that own it, the more that it becomes accepted, the more it's valued, right? So
yeah, 31. Sorby talks about getting cards made and sent out to customers. Yeah, this is definitely important.
We have a 50,000 card order that's being prepared for manufacturing. December is our timeline on getting these cards to you guys.
We figured if we could just provide that, none of the other stuff matters.
You mean all the illegal stuff that you've done? Like lying to these people that you have a product when you don't have a product?
It's even worse than that, about even with the cards.
This shady company just graduated to like the next level, right?
Both my teams are researchers.
Sorby did a lot of research. He fucking did it. Like, actually do it.
So the plan is, okay, so we started this thing to just kind of scam, but now we've made enough money that's like, shit, we could actually we have enough capital here that we could take a shot at actually making this product that we said we could do, that we lied
Correct. about. That's right. And Sorby wanted to do it. Ray didn't care. He just wanted a pile of money. He didn't give a damn how he got it. But Sorby was there, but he's like, hey, man, we got a lot of money. We could really do this.
And then we could really make even more money. Because we'd really be doing this thing.
That's right.
And that's a big thing. And we've raised all this money that people have, hey, and guess what? If we pull this off, we don't go to prison. So there's a part about Floyd Mayweather next. I don't really think we need to show it, but we can mention it, that they get this endorsement of Floyd Mayweather, like the biggest boxer at the time.
Absolutely.
And that puts them in the stratosphere to keep collecting more and more revenue.
And getting more the celebrities to invest.
More endorsements means more investment, and more investment means more endorsement, and et cetera. It keeps going, right? It just keeps building.
Yep. Yeah, you probably introduced Nathaniel Popper. He is a reporter at the New York Times.
Point was, I'm going to look at these coins that are getting endorsements from celebrities, pretending as though they are some sort of experts on which of these projects are the right ones for you.
Such a good point. It's such a good point. Psychologically, it's the opposite. If Floyd Mayweather is telling you which cryptocurrency to buy, you should be like, no. Now, if he's telling you which boxing glove to buy, yeah, sure. That's the one. I want the Floyd Mayweather boxing glove. That's the one I want. But he knows
what he's.
Let me tell you about the investment strategy. I'm Floyd Mayweather, and I'm going to tell you about cryptocurrencies and how they work on the blockchain and how what?
Yep.
But that works. It works for the stupid, like reptilian part of our brains. I think, you know what I mean? Like, ooh, shiny thing, look good. He's a successful man, and he's got a lot of money, and he wouldn't blow his money on just something. I just think it's really funny. You saw that that clip of Floyd Mayweather, and he's like, "We're doing big things." No, you're not. No, you're not.
Nope.
You're getting frauded. Like that's translation. I'm being frauded. Defrauded.
If you're in the ring, yeah, I can believe pretty much what you tell me. But beyond that, no.
This one project stood out. Things looked funny. The pictures didn't even look like real people. And the ones where the LinkedIn accounts did work, the employees all had degrees from Harvard. Nobody at Wells Fargo was working in the cryptocurrency universe. None of it seemed plausible. Their LinkedIns were totally untrue, and that in fact they worked at some sort of car dealership.
A real investigative reporter.
It's the opposite of what they accuse him of, targeting them.
It's complete opposite. He looked. He went.
This is weird, man. Why isn't Floyd Mayweather and DJ Khaled? Why aren't they saying that they're being paid to talk about this? And then all you do, like, this is level 1 web surfing stuff. If I go to your LinkedIn and then I find out where you worked before or where your email goes back to some random car dealership. I'm like, what? You're a cryptocurrency guy? You're supposed to be this financial guru, and you're really working at a rental agency?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
But I targeted you in my investigation. Totally, like, I sought you out.
No.
It doesn't ring true.
Not at all.
I think there's another clip at 4126 where you talk about Visa.
Yes.
And hey, we called Visa.
Yeah.
They haven't heard of you.
Yeah, they don't know what you're talking about. What's going on, man?
Rehu, Central what?
Okay, let's hope that everything's going to be okay.
Now, you were talking about mom before.
Mm-hmm.
And that quote just basically sums up mom.
It does. Let's just hope that everything's going to be okay. That tells me she's thinking.
Let's just hope everything's going to be okay.
Because she knows that Ray is not on the up and up and never has been. She knows that.
Obviously, she knows it deep down too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's her. Let's just hope everything is okay. I have no control over this. I'm just along for the ride, basically. But I'm not rocking the boat, you know?
Right.
So the one about the Visa, 4126.
Right. The first thing is Visa has said nobody has applied to issue a Central card.
I mean, I know details about that.
Can you stutter and stammer anymore, Ray? Yeah, because you haven't applied to Visa to put their name on your card.
But they targeting them, Jack. They're being targeted, unfairly targeted.
You're being so mean.
You're being so mean again.
These guys say that they're issuing a card with Visa. They have pictures up on their website that have cards that have the Visa logo on it, and there's no record of an application. They're going to have to take that off of their website.
Yeah.
But it gets worse, Jack.
Oh, it does. Oh, it absolutely
does. In 4618, where the reporter wants to talk to the CEO, Michael Edwards.
Yes.
But there's a problem with that.
Big time.
We are not the brightest, smartest people. Well, we're not going to sit here and say that we are.
I immediately start asking about their alleged CEO, Michael Edwards.
I can understand sort of his role and what his view of this is.
He stops by the office, once in a while.
There was so much heat on us that we knew we were just trying to remove everything that was fake, every misrepresentation, all at once.
He was he used to be our money guy, I guess, kind of, but he's not anymore. What?
But he was kind of the ghost investor that is not really here. And what they did was such a huge mistake. Oh my God. Oh,
Let's watch a little bit more. This is a really good part.
yeah.
Bancorp was the bank that we had listed on our website.
For the prototype card, Sam used Bancorp prepaid cards. So he was like, fuck it, let's just say Bancorp.
Provided. Holy balls, bro. Like,
And
this
removing
is
all the
why we have
removing all the-
regulations, guys. This is
That's
why
right.
we have rules. This
Yeah.
is why we have strict financial rules to prevent people from doing exactly what they're doing.
That's right. So let's get all the fake stuff off. And they've hired this lawyer, and he's telling them just remove all the stuff just get all the fake stuff off there, and you'll be fine. A lot of questions have arisen surrounding Centra. It's not just the New York Times reporter that's asking questions. There are others too, but this New York Times reporter really goes after him because he wants to know. And I say go after him. He's trying to investigate. Hey, are you legit? So,
but it gets worse, as you like to say, Jack.
It does.
And
4908.
4908. Let's check
Yeah.
this out.
Of course, people wanted to meet Michael Edwards. People would come into our chats talking shit, just talk and talk and talk. When are you gonna have Michael Edwards come on and talk to everybody?
Where is the alleged co-founder and CEO,
Michael Edwards.
We had to get rid of Michael Edwards as soon as possible.
You see how he solves problems?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get rid of Michael Edwards. On to the next.
Yeah. So what did they do? Gonna kill the CEO. Oh, what a mistake. Huge mistake.
Oh, he died. We got a new guy.
Yeah. And they really put out to people asking, oh, he died. He just recently died in a car crash. He's dead.
So just when things are looking bad, South Korean investors enter the picture. Investors from South Korea are really interested in the app.
Recently completed the Centra ICO. They're basically just scam artists.
Out of nowhere, fucking South Korea.
But we knew they had a lot of money, they loved Centra Tech, and they wanted to help us grow in the Asian market.
So they invested $5 million, and
we have to have an app now.
We have to have an app now. We don't have an app. Uh-oh. We have major investors coming.
Well, the thing is, they have a fake app.
They have a fake app.
It's fake because in the Floyd Mayweather thing, they show this in this little commercial or whatever thing he did. The money coming directly. It doesn't actually work. No, they faked it.
Right.
So they've got this fake app that now they have to fake it in front of these South Korean like real investors.
So it's a really big deal. I lived in South Korea for almost 8 years prior to this video, but I can tell you that it's one of the most advanced countries in the world. The way that they adapt to technology is faster than just about anywhere. Japan maybe is the only one that would rival the amount of technology.
Yeah.
They are on the technology. So
big time.
I think it's important to put that into context that this market is a market that would probably actually use your product. Whereas the American market, Canadian market, whatever, you're going to get some people are going to use it. But if you can get Koreans to adapt to this, they will take you to the next level. So I really think that it's
millions of dollars.
An important point to bring up how really important this Korean technology firm could be. They want to show him a demonstration, and
Ray wouldn't go. He said, "Nah, man, I don't like going to other countries like that." Nah.
That's interesting, isn't it? It's
well, he's too busy getting fucked up and spending money.
Well, yeah, but maybe he's got passport problems too. We don't really know.
Well, that's possible.
So their fake app didn't work in Korea.
No.
But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker, Jack.
Yeah.
They didn't care.
Nope.
They didn't care that the app didn't work. They invested $15 million anyway.
Yep. $15 million more they put in.
So if you were going to try to make this app work, now you've got another connection that's a legit, market for you to exploit. It's wild. It's just it's just wild that it really gives the whole cryptocurrency marketplace a bad name because these South Korean investors knew it was a fraud.
Yep.
And they went along with it anyway because they knew that they could defraud more.
Yep.
Yeah, we could get frauded a little bit, but we can fraud more people out of it.
That's right.
Exactly. All right, I'll let you pick the next clip, Jack.
Well, there's 105 was Popper again, but definitely I think we need to go to 106 at Popper's article. It's the New York Times because this is really where the wheels start flailing on the wagon.
And we all kind of read it at the same time, and we all said, this is not good.
I'm reading it, and I was just like in disbelief. A basic background check would have turned out the numerous run-ins with the law the company president has had.
And he was like, I'm going to sue him. I'm like, you're going to sue the New York Times. I don't think it's going to work out the way you think it is.
His whole mentality was anyone involved in crypto is a degenerate and they need to be exposed. He just had his sights set on us.
No.
Anyone involved in crypto is a degenerate. He just had his sights set on us. And this goes back to what we said before about how he discovered the fraud. He stumbled upon it, basically. He's like, something doesn't seem right about this. I just want to look around. Like I'm an investigative journalist. That's what I do. I poke and I prod and I guess this place looks legit, this is all in the shadow of what the crypto.com scam too. There was another scam even bigger than this one. At least 2 or 3 that I can think of that were even bigger than this one in this story. That's how plagued the cryptocurrency area has been with financial crimes.
It put a really bad name on Bitcoin. It really hurt the effort to launch it. Whether you believe in it or not, it doesn't matter. These kinds of things, these scams really damaged the reputation of it. Ray blames Farkas for allowing the New York Times to come to their office and interview people.
Right.
They just came to take some photos and talk to people. But Ray's blaming this Farkas guy, and it's like, dude, I'm sure everybody knew. It wasn't like nobody didn't know it because they were all prepared for it. They could have said no, but then 108 after the New York Times article hit, the SEC gets involved, the Security Exchange Commission, and this is a big deal. This is a problem now. Now we're looking at legal.
And when people are raising a lot of money, that makes the SEC interested. There was an aspect of Centra that was really brazen in banks using photos of fake people with fake biographies, but to make up a story that the CEO died in an accident.
We are fully on board with any regulatory bodies to make sure that everything is done correctly.
Centra was completely illegitimate nonsense at first.
At first. You mean it? No, the whole time. Sorry, folks. The whole time.
The entire time. That's right.
But this is a really key important point that I think there was a clip earlier and they had some legal issues that they settled earlier. They asked they asked for some guy, they found a lawyer, and the lawyer said to them, like, oh, the cease and desist, just take the Visa emblem off your website and then move on with your life. Then you don't have to go to court. Just take it off your website and then move on. That's what the lawyer told them. So when it comes time to get a new lawyer, they go, well, who you've been working with? And this clip is amazing. They find out who their lawyer was.
That's when we hired in-house counsel, Alan Shutt. Alan Shutt started asking questions about who our legal counsel was. Eric Pope from Water Street. And his website's beautiful. He's quick on the phone. I can't find his bar license. And he said, this guy's a fraudster. Eric Pope ended up being a college kid from Virginia.
Hey, are you going to the party later?
The
scam.
fraudsters got frauded.
They got scammed. They got
They got
scammed.
scammed. Their lawyer was scamming them.
Oh my
it's
God.
so sweet. It's so sweet. It's
Delicious
like you got
irony.
burned. It's so delicious because it's like you got burned from another one of your type of people, someone who's just like you, who is, just some punk kid who wants to rip somebody off, ripped you off.
Yep.
And it shows you, it clearly demonstrates why this type of behavior is destructive to society, man. It's not because it's a bad thing to do, but if everybody did this, the system would fall apart, man. That's why we can't let you do it. That's why we have to fucking lock you up if you do it.
That's right.
Like, this behavior is destructive to the whole society, and this is, if you've never seen a better example of it, that this guy got burned. His own lawyer was scamming him. It is just it's sweeter than revenge, I think.
Some college kid out of Virginia scammed the shit out of him.
Wow.
Yep.
There was rampant fraud going on in this market. And they're in these snazzy suits and they look very happy. It's like giving a middle finger to the FBI and saying, come get me. We were just looking for what are the most egregious examples of conduct where we need to send a message to the market.
Centra started taking actions to try and hide things right away. Money started going out of accounts.
Were you nervous with? Nah, nothing really fazed me. No, so many. Xanax makes you not really feel anything.
You mean the narcissistic sociopath doesn't have any feelings and emotions?
Really? I'm so shocked.
Here we go. Ray's been arrested for security fraud.
I'm playing a high-stakes poker game, and Sorby calls me, and he tells me he got arrested for security fraud. Before I left the casino that day, I just took as many drugs as possible to kind of make sure if I'm getting arrested, I'm going to be high when I get arrested.
This guy is the worst guy.
That's why I said when I
just the worst.
Degenerate. Just a degenerate, in my opinion.
That's a good term. That's a good word for it.
I don't know how else to describe it.
Work this hard at a legitimate business and you'd be successful.
Very.
I always wanted to be a criminal. Never wanted to be arrested, though.
Oh, no.
Well, let's watch 119 unfold about what happens to Ray.
If you work with the FBI, they work with you, and you kind of, it just requires complete honesty.
This is coming from the same guy who said, I always wanted to be a criminal when I grew up. And then when it suits him, he goes, if you just work with the FBI and just be honest with them, then it's awesome.
Yeah, it's all.
I hate this guy.
I gave the FBI enough information to be able to put Sorby away for 8 years and Farkas away.
Not about me. It's about them. I didn't do anything wrong.
They did it.
But they did. They're worse than I am. So you should get them.
So, I'm in hopes that I get less time. I am sorry for what I did.
I call major BS on that one, Jack. I'm sorry for what I did. I don't believe that for a second.
Sorry you got caught.
There you go. There you go.
It's always been very hard to find empathy and these feelings towards people that I've never really met.
Did you hear what he said? I have a hard time finding empathy towards people that I haven't really met.
That's right.
And then you add that into all his narcissistic shit. And it's like, dude, you're a psycho. You're borderline psychotic with the way that how you look at people, how you see them as just these obstacles for you to use and to, beat.
Get money from. That's right.
Get money
Scam them.
Scam them. I don't want to work. I want to scam. I always want to be a criminal. I don't identify. It sounds like you're talking to the Iceman. You ever see the Iceman? The guy who, what's his name? Kuklinski?
Yep.
That's how he talks. The serial killer guy. I don't know. He's like, I don't have any feelings towards it one way or the other.
He doesn't care. It's all about him.
He does not care. Yes. This guy, Ray, he's got more problems than a math textbook.
No doubt.
He gets no jail time. I'll just spoiler alert you. He gets no jail time.
Nothing. Well, yeah, I think he gets some
time
probation.
served.
And probation, I think. But
yeah,
still.
But no, nothing. Because he cooperated. Well, why didn't the other guys cooperate? I don't get that. It's so frustrating, man. What is this 125 interviewer asks Ray?
Oh, yeah, about the money?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an interesting little clip.
And likely there might be more funds out there that he still has.
What happened with your money?
The guy does not have a poker face.
Not at all. Look at him. He's got that big shit and grin like, I've got boxes of money stuck back somewhere, but I'm not going to tell you about it.
We don't even need to play the clip. His smile tells us everything we need to know.
Everything.
I hate this guy. I don't really hate people very often. Usually,
He's
you
a
have
dirtbag.
usually you have to murder someone or like murder your pregnant wife or something for me to get that angry. I hate this guy. He is the worst. His smug polo shirt. He got the quarterback face. He thinks he's so good, can't do any wrong, and he just uses it and he screws people over and he defrauds them.
I don't know how he has survived somebody not seriously hurting
Injuring
him.
or hurt. Yeah, we don't condone violence here, but we can understand it sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. No, I don't condone it. I'm just saying because of how he acts.
You know, the guy breaks the law and then he goes, "What did you do with the money?"
Right. He thinks like the
took my
FBI's going to, or the SEC's going to come and take that money and then they just put it in their pocket. No, that's not the way that works.
I don't have a lot of pity for any of these guys, and they just want to play the victim. They just want to play victim all the time. I see it all the time. I don't know if it's like no one can take responsibility for their actions. I think this is a negative part of our society, of our culture, where if you take responsibility for your actions, you're seen as like, oh, don't ever admit fault, because if you admit fault, then you open yourself up for criticism. So just lie instead. You know what I mean? Just double down.
Yeah, or blame
it's
shift.
really destructive behavior for our society and our culture. And
it's just gotten worse. It's just gotten so
worse.
much worse.
Yeah, it's just gotten worse into the mainstream. You know, nobody wants to take any responsibility.
Nope.
Unfortunately. All right, let's see if there's a little bit more. Ray said he's going to start a new business offering loans to help people in need at 50% interest.
That's loan shark.
I don't even know if that's legal, is it?
I don't think it is, but I guess it depends on where you live, what community, state, and all that. But that's skyrocketing interest. That's what I'm saying. That's loan shark.
And then he's calling it Cambridge and Brown, named after two prestigious universities.
Yep.
Well, he went to Harvard, I thought, though, right? No?
Exactly. Well, another interesting. I don't know what's in here. I don't know if I can capture it or not, but at the end, not very shortly after his sentencing, him and his wife bought a house.
There you go. Where'd that money come from?
Where'd that money come from? There's another clip with mom in it threatening the interviewer. If you show this in a bad light, I'm coming after you. You won't believe it.
Oh, it's hilarious. What? Well, now you can see where that behavior stems from.
Absolutely. Just lie, baby.
Well, Jack, you've been Bitconned. How do you feel?
I was pissed, dude.
Yeah, I kind of pissed. I feel scammed. I feel a little scammed.
Ray is just, hey, look, this is just an opinion. He is a scumbag, dude. He is just a scumbag.
Scumbag alert. Absolutely. I agree.
He absolutely has zero
no redeeming qualities. Not one redeeming quality. Nothing. Nope. Nothing good about Ray. And he's unapologetic about it. You know, that's the other thing. See, it's one thing if someone's like, I have an addiction and I have a problem and I can't help myself. All right, I feel like at least I understand that. This guy, he even said it. I wanted to be a criminal since the day I was born. I've been a criminal since the day I was born. I'm going to keep criming after this. Yep, that's who I am. I'm Ray, the criminal who looks like a slick kid from Saved by the Bell.
Yep.
Zach Morris. Zach Morris was kind of a slickster anyway. He wasn't. He didn't do anything illegal, but him and Screech got up to some nonsense that maybe bent the law a little bit.
Did they?
Nothing to this extent, though. I guess maybe in the college years they would have started a crypto scheme. You know, if that show was set today, I wouldn't doubt it. That would be something that they did. Screech starts the crypto scam, and it ends up blowing up, and they make $1 billion, and
get caught.
Becomes Saturday morning special. Okay, so did you enjoy it as a documentary, though? I think anytime I get upset, that means that the documentary did a pretty good job.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I enjoyed the documentary. I give it high marks.
Okay.
I wish they would have dove in a little bit deeper, because I feel certain there's another couple of handfuls of really dirt information that they didn't include, but I thought they did a good job.
I think it was well put together. It told us the story all we needed in an hour and a half. It didn't need to go to a second episode. It was concise. I was entertained by it. I didn't lose interest while I was watching it.
No.
Ray is a POS, and I hope he gets a rash. How about that? I hope you get a rash. It's not too mean. It's a little mean. You shouldn't wish bad things upon people. But I hope he gets a rash, and I hope he's uncomfortable for a couple days after hearing this.
I can't wish the guy success.
Nope, I cannot.
I can't, because of everything he's done. And again, as you said, he's unapologetic about it.
Unapologetic, unremorseful, and that's who he is. And I'm a criminal. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to crime. What?
Yep.
And you go into business with this guy? Like, it's almost on those other two guys for being like, we shouldn't trust Ray. Ray is a jerk. Well, birds of a feather flock together. And that's
absolutely.
What you get.
That's
and
right.
Then the goose shits all over your barbecue. That's what.
But I did enjoy the documentary. As you said, it's well made. I didn't lose interest. It kept me wanting the next step. What happened? Really well done.
Well, very cool on this one. I hope you guys check it out. It's now streaming on Netflix, called Bitconned, the story of a Bitcoin con artist. And I hope you enjoy it. I hope you enjoy checking this one out. If not, maybe you just found out you don't need to watch this one because you did it and checked out our review. So I hope you guys like and subscribe, help the channel grow so we can do more documentaries and keep doing this, because we have so much fun doing it and enjoy talking about documentaries. Looking to the future, we're kind of scheduling in the next few episodes. We're going to try to have a little bit of method and plan out. So maybe I'll be able to let you guys know in advance what the next month's documentaries will be in advance. Other than that, that's it for us today. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Jack.
We'll see you guys on the next one.